Welcome to Ayurveda and Spirituality with your host, Alakananda Ma, a renowned Ayurvedic expert and a graduate of a top London medical school. She is the principal of Alundi Ayurveda Gurukula, a unique apprenticeship-style school in Boulder, Colorado. She is a spiritual mother, teacher, flower essence maker, and storyteller. Join us as we uncover the timeless principles of Ayurveda, discover practical tips for enhancing vitality, and explore the deeper dimensions of spirituality that intertwine with the ancient science of life.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With this sloka, the Isha Upanishad and the study of the Upanishads commences. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Satsang. Satsang is a meeting of hearts, a gathering of friends to inquire into the truth. Today we're going to be looking at Isha Upanishad. This is traditionally always how the study of the Upanishads begins, and it begins with these words: Isha Vasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita grdakasha svidanam. In all this, everything that moves in this moving world must be pervaded by the Lord. Enjoy what has been abandoned. Do not covet anyone's wealth. So all this, Isha Vasyam idam sarvam. Isha is the Lord, the ruler, the real self of every creature. This is what the great teacher, Shankaracharya, the great teacher of Vedanta, says. He who rules is Isha. Isha means by the Lord. The Lord is the ruler and the real self of every creature. By such a Lord, identical with oneself, is to be overspread or covered. So the by one's own self, the Lord, the supreme self, which is the sole reality, all unreal things, both movable and immovable, have to be covered over. Perceiving, thus, I am the inner self of all. Just as some kind of bad smell that gets on a piece of sandalwood when it's wet is overcome by the true fragrance that's inherent in the sandalwood, so indeed will all the variety of the world superimposed on the self disappear at the perception of the one really existent self. There's all these different stinks and smells of our world, but there's everything. If you rub it, it's the sandalwood of the self, it's the sandalwood of the Lord, it's the sandalwood of Isha. Though there is a distinction between Isha or Ishwara, the Lord, and the self. And the great Shankaracharya, the great expounder of Vedanta, discusses this distinction in his Brahmasutra Bhashya. We talked last time when we introduced what are the what is Vedanta and what are the Upanishads. We introduced the idea of Brahman that pervades everything, and Atman, which is the self, which is identical with Brahman, not in any way different from Brahman, just a different pose, a different aspect, a different way of thinking about it. But there's also something different about Isha, just like it says in the first verse of Genesis, Bereshit bara Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz, and that's always translated wrongly. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, which is not what it says. It says, in the beginning, it created the God, the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, there simultaneously arose, you could say, the God, the heavens and the earth. So the it that creates a God, a heavens and an earth, in the Kabbalah standpoint, that's Ein Sof, which is aligned with the concept that Meher Baba has of the beyond God, the God that is beyond creation and is completely untouched by creation. The 3/4 we talked about last time, with 1/4 of himself, he creates everything. 3/4 of him is completely untouched. This all goes into the verse, Purnamadaha, Purnamidam. So in order for there to be a heavens and an earth, there has to be a God. Because somebody has to be the boss. Somebody has to rule over the heavens and the earth. So whenever we are in our dualistic consciousness, Shamim et Haaretz, the distinction of the heavens and the earth, whenever we're in our dualistic consciousness, there is also someone to rule over that. This kind of goes to the core of what the Isha Upanishad is saying about 2 ways of living. If that dualistic consciousness subsides in samadhi, there's no God, no heavens, and no earth, but there's still the fundamental ground of being, because that's all there is. There's still the sandalwood, but there's no one to be the boss of all the different kinds of stinks, adventitious stinks on the sandalwood. So this is really made clear by Shankara in the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, because he says our goal is to realize that we are Brahman, not to become Brahman, because we are that, to realize that. But you can never become Ishvara, because only one will can rule the world. You don't get to be the one that gets up in the morning and says, I'd like the sun to rise a minute early. You don't get to do that. So there's a little difference between the idea of Isha and Brahman. But here we start off with everything that moves in this moving world is pervaded by the Lord, by Isha. Enjoy what has been abandoned and do not covet anyone's wealth. Letting go, abandoning everything, is the only way we can enjoy it. It's so painful and miserable, the I, me, mine, and the clinging. And once we let go, being alive is very, very enjoyable. It's fun. It's new every moment. I really like the new every moment part because I've heard quite a few radio programs talking about consciousness, talking about how we need novelty. And I never can totally get it because if I take the same walk every day, it's not the same. There are different flowers, different birds, different clouds, different neighbors. Not only that, in our journey of meditation, every breath is new. Go deeper. Every mind moment is new. Everything is new in every moment. If we can let go of all the clinging on, it's my thing, and then we make it solid, we make it the same. So enjoy what has been abandoned. Do not covet anyone's wealth. You must seek to live 100 years just doing your work, just doing your karma yoga. There is no other way for you but this. That way, the work does not stick to you. If we abandon it all, then we just do our duty. You know, like Jack Cornfield wrote this book, After the Ecstasy, the Laundry. It doesn't matter how far you achieve in your meditation, your clothes will still get dirty. If you eat, you'll have to wash the dishes. Even if you're just sitting still meditating, you're still metabolizing. The Krebs cycle is still happening. You're still breathing out carbon dioxide. Your body's still working. So we're always working. But once we let go, once we abandon that I, me, mine, and just do what comes to hand to do our duties, then our karma doesn't cling to us. Those worlds covered with blind darkness are called sunless. Those worlds covered with blind darkness are sunless by name. Those people who are self-slayers, go to them upon departing. One, unmoving, swifter than mind, the gods cannot catch it. As it goes before, standing still, it outruns others that are running. Matarishwaran sets the waters in it. A lot of this is kind of sounds like a riddle, but that's kind of the point. The Upanishads have a riddly way of talking. They're not going to spell everything out. I mean, then, okay, Shankara then goes and spells it all out for us. And then people try to spell out what Shankara spelled out. But the point is talking in riddles, and you're like, what? Because then maybe in that, what are they saying? You get a little crack. So the worlds are all covered in blind darkness if we don't abandon. As long as we're clinging to the I, me, mine, we live in the sunless world and we become the self-slayers. We slay the self because we don't look for the self. We don't see the self. And if we live our whole lives like that, according to this Upanishad, when we leave this life, we end up in the world of our ignorance. The blind darkness is the avidya, is the ignorance. The world's covered with blind darkness, sunless by name. the people who are self-slayers, who don't abandon, who ignore the fragrance of the sandalwood and only go with the different stinky stinks. We live in our ignorance and we remain in our ignorance. And when we leave our body, we are still in that avidya. We are still in that darkness. But there is one that does not move and yet moves faster than anything else. That's the Isha, that's the all-pervader. One who is unmoving, but swifter than our mind. The gods can't catch it. It goes before. Standing still, it outruns the others that are running. Matarishwaran sets the waters in that. That is the pervader that you can never, it's always there, but somehow you can never quite get it. You can never grasp it. The mind can never know its source. The gods cannot catch it. It goes on before. It moves and it does not move. It is far and it is near. It is inside all this. It is outside all this. It moves and it doesn't move. It is far and near. It is inside all this and it is outside all this. You see how it works in these riddles. Because your mind can slip through and it moves and it doesn't move. Maybe you'll get a second of aha. If you let your mind rest in the thought of it moves, but it doesn't move. It's far, nothing can be further than the beyond the beyond. It's near, nothing is nearer than the essence of our true nature. It's inside everything, it's outside everything. Whoever sees all beings in Atman, we explained that term Atman last time, and the self in all beings does not shrink away from it. This is such a short and sweet Upanishad, but here it is. To see all beings in the self and the self in all beings. To see that everything is sandalwood. The same fragrance pervades everything. For the one who knows, in whom all beings have become self, how can there be delusion or grief when he sees oneness? This is also called in Christian theology, transforming union. We all wake up in the same world and hopefully drink a glass of warm water, right? And go about our same day. But that same world can be the world of blind darkness, the world of avidya, the world of ignorance, or that world can be the sparkling, shimmering world where everything smells of sandalwood. Because we know all beings in the self and the self in all beings. He has encompassed the bright, the bodiless, the unwounded, the sinewless, the pure, the unpierced by evil, the wise seer, the conqueror, self-born. He has arranged objects according to their nature through eternal years. words to describe. So there's the via positiva and via negativa. But there's the positiva is where we have all these adjectives to describe. And via negativa is the neti, not this, not this. Here, we use adjectives, except a lot of the adjectives begin with a. Well, the one who has not have sinews, the one who is pure, the one who is not pierced by evil, the wise seer, the conqueror, self-born, the one who has arranged objects according to their nature through eternal years. They who worship ignorance enter blind darkness. It's our own ignorance. It's not any kind of punishment. The blind darkness is our own ignorance. Those who delight in knowledge enter a deeper darkness. So there's the blind darkness of ignorance, and there is a deeper darkness which every mystical tradition has touched on. In the Christian mysticism, it's called the cloud of unknowing. That deeper darkness. In the Sufi tradition, it is the black light. But there are still kind of like shadowy shapes or something in the blind darkness of ignorance. When we delight in knowledge, we enter this deep darkness, the deep darkness of knowing that we do not know. When we completely give up figuring it out. The black light of truth, the cloud of unknowing. It is different, they say, from knowledge. And it is different, they say, from ignorance. So we have heard from those wise ones who have revealed it to us. The dichotomy of the heavens and the earth, Shamayim et haaretz, the dichotomy of knowledge and ignorance, that all the dichotomies go in this deeper darkness. It is beyond knowledge and ignorance. It is beyond vidya and avidya. It's beyond knowing and not knowing. The cloud of unknowing is beyond the knowing and the not knowing. Whoever knows knowledge and ignorance, both of them together, not separating them, no duality, by ignorance crosses over death, and by knowledge reaches immortality. Those who worship non-becoming enter blind darkness. That's a real nihilistic or atheistic mood where nothing matters. We'll enter the blind darkness, the avidya. Those who delight in becoming enter a deeper darkness. It is different, they say, from becoming, and it is different from non-becoming. So we have heard from those wise ones who have revealed it to us. Something that is deeper than non-becoming or becoming, something that is deeper than nihilism or eternalism, something that is deeper than knowing or not knowing, something that is different from everything. This is what so we have heard from those wise ones who have revealed it to us. This is a tradition passed on from the rishis, from the seers, revealed in ancient times, revealed to us today, every time we pick up the book, every time we read the words. It's fresh for us today. Whoever knows becoming and destruction, both of them together, by destruction crosses over death, and by becoming reaches immortality. Again, once we stop having it in the duality and we bring the two together, that's when we cross over death and we reach immortality. Reaching immortality means getting beyond the I, me, mine. When we do not identify with that which dies, we automatically are immortal. And here is a couple of beautiful verses. Verse 15. Make it a little bigger. Hiranmayena patrina satyasya pihitam mukam tattvam pushan avaprano satya dharmaya drishtate. This is so beautiful and so simple. The face of truth is concealed by a vessel made of gold. They've tucked it away in a vessel of gold. Tattvam pushan avapranu satya dharmaya drishtate. Reveal it. Give me darshan, O Pushan, that which has truth as its dharma. That which is the satya dharma. So here the word truth comes to refer to that which is beyond vidya and avidya, that which transcends knowledge and ignorance, that which is the fundamental nature of everything, is truth. And this is a different kind of dharma, because dharma could refer to any or all religions that tell us what to do and not do, what to believe and not believe. But satya dharma is the dharma of beyond knowledge and ignorance. And that's shown here as the truth. Pushan, Ekarshi, Yama, death, Surya, the sun. Sun as in the sun in the sky, because now we're going to have the word sun, S-U-M. Pushan, Ekarshi, Yama, Surya, son of Prajapati, the great-grandfather. Draw apart your rays and draw them together. I see the light that is your most beautiful form. That very person, I am he. Pushan Ekarshe Yama Surya Prajapatya Vo Vyuha Rasmim Samoha Teja. Teja, the light. We know that word, the light. Yat te rupam kalyanyatmam, the most beautiful form. Tate pashyami, yosav asau purusha soham asmi, that radiant being in yonder sun. Soham asmi, I myself am that. Every verse of Isha Upanishad is so amazing, but this is one of the most amazing verses ever written. O Pushan, the soul traveler, O Yama, O death, O son, the child of the great-grandfather. Recall your rays and withdraw your light. So may I be able to look at the sun, because we can't do that. And if I could look at the sun, I would see what the sun expresses, because the sun is the nearest representation that we have of the self, of the Purusha. Withdraw thy light that I may see thee of loveliest form. Yo savaso Purusha soham asmi. That radiant person in yonder sun. So hum asmi. I am that. So we've been practicing our soham kriya. We've been understanding that so is the natural sound that the in-breath makes, and hum is the natural sound that the out-breath makes. So we've been having an inkling that at every breath, awake or asleep, we're always saying, so hum. So hum is saha, that, aham, I. That, I. As, when the saha comes together with the aham, it becomes the way it joins together, like saying a banana but an apple, the way it joins together in Sandhi becomes soham. Soham, soham, you and I are one. Soham, soham, you and I are one. Buddha, Buddha, soham, you and I are one. Buddha, Buddha, soham, you and I are one. You can go through everyone you want to go through. That's a beautiful song that we learned from Amritananda Mai. Soham. That's that radiant being in yonder sun. I myself am that. Soham, asmi, I am. My breath, my vayu, to immortal air. This body ends in ashes. Om, will, remember, remember the deed, will, remember the deed at the moment of death. Will I give up my breath, my vayu, to the immortal air, and my body is rendered to ashes. Remember, remember this. Remember, soham, asmi, agni, fire, God who knows all ways. Lead us by a good road to prosperity. Overcome our crooked faults, and we will render you the utmost reverence. Who is going to take us here? Agni. Agni metabolizing in every cell. Agni digesting our food. Agni, the light in our mind. Agni that carries our prayers to the heavens. Agni, the light of consciousness, the God who knows all ways. Lead us by a good road to prosperity. Overcome our crooked faults, and we will render you the utmost reverence. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Dishantihi. This is full. This entire phenomenal world is full of all the different smells, adventitious smells. That is full. That which is beyond the phenomenal world. Fullness comes from fullness. The entire fullness of the phenomenal world comes from this abundant fullness. But if we take away the whole fullness of all the universes, of all the worlds, is anything left? Fullness remains alone. We still have the beyond God. We still have Brahman. We still have Ein Sof. We still have the black light of truth. We still have Shunyata, Dharmakaya. However you want to see it, it is that from which everything flows, that which is within everything, which is without everything, and which remains. If you were to subtract everything, nothing's happened. If you were to subtract all the universes, nothing has happened. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That is really the first time that that phrase, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi, arises. 3 times Shanti. Peace to the earth, peace to the air, peace to the sky.
Thank you for tuning in to Ayurveda and Spirituality with Alakananda Ma. We hope today's exploration has ignited a spark of curiosity and insight within you. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share it with a friend. For more enlightening discussions and practical wisdom on Ayurveda and spirituality, subscribe and join our Facebook group, Alundi Ayurveda. To allow us to continue sharing valuable content, consider donating to Alundi Ashram. The links will be in the show notes. Until next time, may you walk the path of Ayurveda with grace and embrace the light of spiritual wisdom in your journey.
Trayam